In today's video, we talk about the brand new Mob Beauty Blur and Brighten powder in the new shade of pink. I brag way too much about the lipstick I created with Mob Beauty. Somebody stop me. And we talk about the new One Size Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio in Gworly Pop. Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Got a bunch of new stuff for you today. Some of it not available anywhere, but I'm going to brag about it anyway. But most of it absolutely available to you, and all of it pretty much in different shades of pink. So I'm glad to have you here. Don't forget that you can also see my content over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. So we're going to look at Patrick Starr's One Size Beauty new Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio in the shade Gworly Pop. Really cute. And then I also want to talk to you about all the fun I have been having with the lovely people over at Mob Beauty. I have something new that I made just for me, but they have made something new for all of us. So let's get into it right now. The first thing I want to talk about is that available right now, Mob Beauty has released a new shade of their Blur and Brighten powder. Now this is the most lovely powder. I tried it forever ago. I have a, to me, pretty translucent shade, and I use it to just kind of set under the eyes and sometimes set the face, especially if I'm using their ceramide foundation because it's a cream. And I use that all the time. So I'll set it. This is pink. Now we have been flooded with pink powders. I know Jones Road has one. Quite a few other brands have pink powders. One Size actually does. And of course pink blushes. I'm just talking about actually setting powder or finishing powder. And pink brightens and enlivens the complexion. I'm going to use this from Mob Beauty and you'll see it in the demo. But I just kind of want to show you here. It's the reason I love it is it's pink. I just put a ton of it on my finger. It's pink, but when you really kind of rub it in, it's going to go translucent, and it has a little bit of a peach look to it. The reason I like that is that peach is really great to cover up darkness and to just brighten and lift. So it almost has a little bit of a color creating way to it. And if you haven't tried this, I have linked it below. It's available right now at Mob Beauty for $28, and I recommend that you try it if you're looking for a really light, gentle, easy to use, never, always blurring, but never cakey, really soft, lasts all day, fragrance-free powder to set your makeup, and you also want it to have some brightening properties to it. The other shades are fantastic too, but this actually is now replacing my favorite as my new favorite. I'm fickle. I know. I'm very, very fickle. It's just a really natural thing, and it's funny because I had the honor. This is what I really want to brag about. And I know it's bragging, so please let me brag. The geniuses behind Mob Beauty actually get right into the lab and create their own makeup. They are not at the mercy of a chemist far and wide. Vic and Alicia work with a really small team to personally create this makeup, literally, because Vic's a chemist. He's in there, and you know Vic from MAC, from Cover FX, well, now Mob Beauty. Not only are the products sensational, I always talk about the performance of the products and the beauty of the products, but there's a genius and a thought process behind this. This is truly sustainable, truly clean beauty that is not a marketing gimmick. On this channel, we complain a lot about some of the latecomers like Dior who hop on the bandwagon, right? And it's sustainable, and you've got to replace it every 6 months and put it in the landfill. Well, this stuff lasts. For this powder, for instance, has a 12-month expiration. I'll use it up in 12 months quite easily because I set my makeup with it daily. So easy to use up, but it's also about the genius of the packaging. This packaging, which holds really tight. I'll show you in the demo. It doesn't even, a lot of times, look at this, when you pull this out, a lot of times this kind of powder will go everywhere and flood everywhere. It just lets a little bit out when you flip it over. It's just really beautiful. And this packaging, if you left it by itself, I mean, it would absolutely break down. The packaging of any of the others would take 400 years to break down, but this is 90% post-consumable material, and it will biodegrade on its own and become dirt. Do not worry, not while it's in your drawer, I promise you. But if you tossed it away when you're done with it, it is completely biodegradable, which is absolutely fascinating. They are pretty much one of the only brands who says recyclable, who says biodegradable, who says earth-friendly, PETA certified, all of these things, cruelty-free, and literally puts so much innovation into that packaging rather than it being a secondary thought. But I tell them all the time, I'm drawn to them because of the performance of the makeup. You gotta have it all. I love this powder, and I am proud that I was invited, truly I'm honored, so I'm gonna brag about it, to the lab where I created this lipstick just for me, but I love it. I'm calling it, with the help of the Mob team, we named it Sultry Zin, after like a Zinfandel, because we were thinking Belle, who is like their social media genius, they're all geniuses, like thought maybe it was like a Merlot shade, but Alicia said, she knows her wine, that it's more like a Zinfandel. And I really like that. So we're calling it a Sultry Zin shade. And I love it. I'm going to wear it 2 different ways. What's really cool about this shade that I created for me, I'm literally just bragging about it, sharing with you guys, is when you wear it as a stain, it's a much lighter, pinker shade. Obviously, it's lighter as a stain. I know. But it's a much different shade. And then this goes really kind of vampy and dark and a little bit scary, which I like. But when I want to just wear it, tap it on, it's such a different look. And I'll show you that in the demo. I created that. I was there in the lab with the absolutely lovely, I had the delight of making another new friend, and that is Pauline Farace, who's a absolutely amazing makeup artist in the Bay Area here in California. And she made this marigold eyeshadow. Look at that. Let me show it to you, because I got to take one of Pauline's home too. Look at this beautiful marigold. She put it with a violet. I would have put it on today, but it would clash with all the pink. And she made her own lipstick that she is calling Spicy Paprika. Look at the Spicy Paprika. Pauline, if you're watching this, I'm showing your stuff too. Look at that, and look at those together. Wouldn't have worked with what I'm wearing right now, but is that not gorgeous? And that's what my friend Pauline made, and I made my Sultry Zin shade, which I absolutely love. But the reason I'm bragging about it is there's a lot to brag about right now in Mob Beauty if you want to try out this beautiful Blur and Brighten powder in pink. I suggest that you grab it and try it and tell everyone that I said hello. It is linked below. As always, all information on everything I'm wearing is linked below, along with information on super thanks and joining our $4.99 a month members only group for members only lives and all sorts of fun stuff. Thank you for letting me brag though, you guys. It was so much fun. By the way, remember that we do have timestamps below, so if you are running out of time or you need to just see one thing, don't forget to use those timestamps. They're down below in the description bar as well, or you can scroll along them at the bottom of the screen. Also today, since I was doing so much pink with this beautiful Sultry Zin and with the new pink Blur and Brighten powder, I thought let's just talk about other newness that is pink. Not trying to recapture what was a Barbie summer last summer, not at all. But I will say that Patrick Starr over at One Size has a brand new Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. And this one he's calling Gworly Pop, spelled Gwrly, Gworly Pop. This is $38. It is the latest. He's got a whole series of these, and they sell really well. These are beautiful. I really feel that Patrick Starr doesn't get the attention he deserves. People often, and they shouldn't, look away from the genius that is his actual innovations with powder. And the man knows how to put on an amazing look. So this is, as he says, almost like a full-length mirror that he has in here for you to look at. And we have 3 different shades. Now, first of all, we have this little flap to keep the cream away from the powder. You guys know, if you've been with this channel for any length of time, that whenever anyone, whether it's Natasha Denona, Patrick Starr, Patrick Ta, has one of these flaps, I like to call it a Ta flap after Patrick Ta. Not that he's the first to use it, but it just has a nice ring to it. And it's kind of fun because Patrick Starr and Patrick Ta are friends here in California. I've really enjoyed watching some TikToks they've made together, which are a lot of fun. They're kind of, they kind of have a good chemistry together. They're a lot of fun together as friends. So we will call this a Ta flap, and I don't think that Patrick Starr would mind. So he's got it in here. He's got this cream shade, this powder shade, and this highlighty shade. They're all blushes. You can wear them together and build them, as we will do in the demo, and you'll see I even put a little bit on the eyes. Yes, I overdid it. It's Valentine's Day when I'm filming, so I'm having a good time today, you guys, and I haven't even had any wine or chocolate. But I will later, and I think I'm ready to go with that. I need to have my Zinfandel, right? Okay, so you can wear them all together, built up, or you can wear them individually. Let's take a look here. What I'm also gonna do next to it, I'm gonna put these on my arm. We're gonna do it in 2 different lights. Here it is in studio light, and also all the way over to the side by my wrist, you will see, I hope you can see it, a little bit of that Mauve Blur and Brighten Pink powder. I just want you to see how it kind of goes almost peachy and does a little bit of color correcting. And then of course in order we have those 3 Patrick Starr One Size shades. But let's see it a little bit better. We have a lot of sun today outside in the warm California sunshine. Take a look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, really, really pretty. So we are doing a whole pink look today, since when I'm filming, it's Valentine's Day, but I just wanted to also tell you about the fun that I had over at Mauve Beauty. Now I want to go on and show you, first of all, how I'm going to wear this lipstick created for me. I'm just bragging, remember, in 2 different ways, but I also want to show off the brand new available to everyone pink powder from Mauve, and of course these incredibly fun, you want to think pink, this incredibly fun new blush trio from One Size. Stay right there. Okay, I want to start with the new Mauve Beauty Blur and Brighten in this beautiful pink shade. I have I got a little something going in my lips, so give me a minute to get there. I'm kind of like crazy excited to share it. But I want to do this first because I'm at the point in my makeup routine where my complexion is done. I am wearing the Mauve foundation, and I'm wearing the shade 40 Neutral, and then I put the 30 Neutral just kind of under my eyes as a concealer. So I use that foundation as both foundation and concealer. So now it's time to powder, and I want to show you what I can do with this. I normally have been using an almost translucent on me version of the same powder, but the pink brightens so much more while still being translucent. So the best way to get this cap off, so this is that biodegradable packaging I was telling you about, and the best way, I mean, you could just yank it off, but the best is to kind of twist and lift, and then you're going to twist and press to close it. It's the best way to do it. But first, twisting and closing, I am going to just kind of shake this upside down to get a little bit of it in the lid. And then I'm going to show you why I like this, particularly around my eyes. Now, I will always powder my eyes. If you want your concealer never to crease, use a little bit of powder, translucent, but brightening pink, right? And this is the brightest pink without looking pink because it goes a little peachy. So I want to show you it here. And I'm going to do my lid as well because I use concealer, or in this case, my ceramide foundation. I use that on my lid as well, just to kind of prepare it for eyeshadow. And I'm going to just get under there, and I want to show you the difference here. So this eye is now set with powder, and as you see, it's very translucent, and it has a brighter, lifted, more awake look. This eye doesn't have anything yet. I'm going to get to it. And I like the dispenser here. I mean, I keep telling the wonderful people at Mauve this. They have all these innovations that are so earth first and so cruelty-free and so sustainable. But I'm just always amazed by how they perform really well. So many of these types of powders go everywhere, right? Like, who among us has not had this all over their dressing table or their beauty table? they just perform well, which is always what brings me back to Mauve. And I want to show you, if I even go lower onto the face, this is just a Sonia G Lotus brush, you know, kind of like for highlighter, for whatever, and it brightens. And then I can even take this really big fat brush here and just get my whole, I'm just going to turn this over onto the brush. It doesn't get everywhere, it just puts that perfect amount. And then I can just set the foundation, since it's that ceramide foundation and is a kind of a cream foundation. And this side is all set now. You can't see anything. It doesn't look like I have pink on, but that peachy pink really uplifts. And if I take the targeted brush and do around the nose, where my foundation will also sometimes crease because I'm an allergy sufferer. In fact, listen to how stuffy I am right now. And I'm really set and good to go. And really, that's going to read as bright and vivacious on any skin tone. It really is. Okay, it's not going to go ashy because it's not too pale. All right, I'm going to do the other side now. I'm shaking this up and I'm going to do the other side now, and then we'll come back and talk about it. I'll speed this up though. Okay, there is my base completely set. I'm not going to have any trouble. So I'm really, really happy with that. I want to talk to you about a few things. First, I want to talk to you about my lipstick. This is the kind of first look. If you put it on like a stain, what I did, let me just tell you, is I put this onto, I got powder on myself. I put this onto my lip as a stain. I just patted it on with my fingers. You know, I took the bullet, just kind of touched it on, then patted it on, and then I put a completely clear gloss over it. And as you see, it kind of reads a kind of a pink, a cool pink. But when you put this on a little bit heavier, it turns really into that sultry Zinfandel that we called it. Let's look too at some other things. First of all, I want to look at our Patrick Star One size, but let me come back with the lipstick. Let me show you the way this changes, because it's like two lipsticks in one, and I'm proud of it. So stay right there. Okay, it looks like I completely changed lipstick shades, but no, this is me wearing it full on. It was a stain before, and this is it applied as an actual full-bodied lipstick, and it's a completely different vibe. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more, a lot more sultry, a lot more like a wine shade, and I love it. It's like an updated kind of vampy, almost retro color, and I just think it's just, you know, to me, just go all the way or go home, right? This is like, I either want to wear a really light stain with a gloss, or I want to wear the deepest, darkest thing that you can imagine, and this to me is it, like just before it goes kind of too dark. So I love that. Okay, and then the other thing I want to do is I want to try this One Size by Patrick Star. And I thought, since we're talking about pink powder, and I do have the pink powder on, which is brightening my complexion, perfect for this, right? Let's try on his new nose. Why not? Okay, so we have what I like to call the top flap here, you know, which is fun because they're friends. And I am going to take, I'm going to do this in two different ways. I'm going to take this really fluffy Rougher number 5 brush and just go in with this kind of electric, I don't know what this is going to do with my lips, but let's just kind of see where we go here. And I want to exaggerate it, but I just kind of want to just gently put this on and just kind of tap it in. I don't want to get too crazy, but I like it. And you know, I use this lipstick as blush when I was with Mauve over in the lab, and it's really pretty as a blush. But I thought we would let Patrick Star get some powder blush in there today. Woo! That is a hot pink. That's a fuchsia. That would work better, I think, with the stain I had on, huh? See, I love it. It's like two lipsticks. Then we have this cream, which I also just kind of want to tap on. That's why I'm trying to be really gentle in my application, because I know this can get out from under you pretty quickly. Ooh, that's pretty. I don't know about it with the lip. It's a lot, isn't it? Why not? Okay, and then I'm going to flip over. This is a reference number 4, in case you're wondering. And let's go into this powder here. Now, any of these could be worn individually, of course. And even this highlighty shade could really work as a blush. Wow, that is pretty. That's overdone without my usual trying to overdo it. And don't forget that that mauve shade could go on as a blush as well. Oh my goodness, that is really pretty. Let's tie some things together. Let me take this, this Patrick Star, and let me take something here. Let's do a little bit on the eyes. This is a matte shade. Let's do it. Let's go totally pink and get some on the eyes. Wow. I mean, it's not looking hay fever. It is hot pink. While I'm filming this, it's Valentine's Day, so I will definitely be in the mood. My daughter tells me that at her high school, the kids are saying, wear red if you're dating someone, pink if you're single and want everyone to know. And she'll be so upset. She doesn't watch my videos. And what was it, like a peach color if you're interested in someone, but you haven't certified if he or she is interested in you yet. And so she told me she needed to stay away from all of those colors. So I am not participating in that. I just thought that was funny. The way that this is high school too, you guys. This isn't like kids, you know. Okay, with the lips, is it too much? Who cares? Okay, and then I'm going to take that same brush and go in and let's get some of this sparkle on the lid. It is, after all, Valentine's Day. However you celebrate it. Okay. What do you think? I wish I could have used Pauline's beautiful marigold shade, but I really think that would be pushing it. We don't want to push it. It's such a pretty shade. What do you think? That's kind of fun, isn't it? And of course, I could go a lot darker and deeper than that. And I could even add a gloss over the Mauve Beauty lipstick shade that I was allowed to create. Can you believe they let me in their lab? I'm so proud. But I want you to know that though, of course, I made the lipstick for me and my friend Pauline made her shades for her, Mauve Beauty has made this gorgeous pink blurring powder for you, and you can get it now on their website. I will have it linked down below. Very exciting and beautiful, and I think just really, I've been playing with it for quite a few days now. It's just as beautiful as the original if you ever tried it, and if not, you owe it to yourself to try this. I just wanted to do something really pink today, and I know by the time you're viewing this video, it's not even Valentine's Day anymore, but you know, I thought it would be fun. I need to go find like a pink iced cookie to eat or something like that now. But I can do anything I want in this lipstick because it makes me feel very powerful. I love it. So comfortable too. If you've ever worn Mauve lipstick, their matte lipstick is super comfortable. Doesn't feel like a traditional matte. Just really nourishing and comfortable. This look may be a little over the top, but I was telling them at Mauve that what I would really love to do is just a really powerful lip and a really kind of dark, sultry eye. That would maybe be ideal, so I'll do that in another video. But I wanted to go all pink today because it seemed really, really fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and listening to my stories. Don't forget to subscribe and share and like. Ask anything down below, any questions about my visit to Mauve, because you know I'm dying to talk about it. I admit it, I had a blast. So anything that you have with questions referencing that, I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.